Let's look at a similar case. So it is a cantilever, but it has a uniformly distributed load. So it's a combination of the first case that we looked at, which had the distributed load, but now it's a combination of like what we just looked at as well. It was a cantilever. So there is a moment here because of the fixed support, but the force is not only at the end. The force is distributed evenly as a uniformly distributed load W0. The first step was to calculate the reactions. Let's quickly do the reactions. RAY, RAX. This time I learned my lesson. We said if this is going down, the moment here should push it up. So it won't go the same way if this is going down. The moment will push it up to resist it. So instead of drawing it like this, I draw it the other way around. So hopefully this time my moment, MA, will be positive. Let's see. Let's calculate the reactions. Summation of all forces in X equals to 0. This way positive. RAX equals to 0. Summation of all forces in Y equals to 0. Going upward. What happens? RAY is equal to this uniformly distributed load, which we said we can replace it with an equivalent concentrated load, which is equal to W0 times L. W0 times L. Where is it located? At L divided by 2, because it's a rectangular load. So if this is going up and this is coming down, these two should be equal. So W0 L. Now what else is left? Summation of all moments along point A equals to 0. Why am I taking point A? Because I'm getting rid of most of the unknowns. In this case, RMA is equal to this guy times its length. I'm not going to use W0 anymore. I'll call it W. So from now on, I'll just, for simplification, I'll call it W. We all know that I'm referring to W0. So WL times L divided by 2 will be WL to the power of 2 divided by 2. These will be my reactions. And as you can see, it was positive, so this direction that I considered was correct. By now, you all should be able to calculate reactions of any case, simply supported beam, cantilever beam, any sophisticated case very easily by just using these equilibrium equations. Now we want to draw the moment diagram and the shear diagram. In the previous case, we cut the section before the point load. In a distributed load, we cut the section before the distributed load ends, similar to the first case that we saw. So I'm either cutting it here or I can cut it here. But if I cut it here, it can get a little bit confusing. But if this is distributed and it follows and nothing is happening, I can cut it at the end. Let's see what happens if I cut it here. I take this segment out, so I forget about that micron on the right side. So I take the whole thing out. I will have the distributed load. This is my distributed load. Let's call it W. I have a WL here, which will be RAY. And I will have a moment here, which will be WL to the power of 2 divided by 2. This will be the length of X. And I have to put the functions of Vx and Mx at the point that I have cut. The convention was saying the positivity is like this for V's and M's. I'm considering the right side, so function of shear and function of moment. Can I calculate it? Yes. Simply, let's zoom in. Summation of all forces in y direction equals to 0. I'm not putting x because there's no x. I consider this direction as positive. Will be WL going upward. I have a uniformly distributed load here, distributed along x. I have to replace it with a concentrated load, equivalent concentrated load, which will be Wx. Where is it applied? In the middle of the length. And it's coming downward, so it will be negative for my shear, for my summation of forces in y direction. All of these negative Vx, I'll take it to the other side, will be equal to shear force. Can I give values to it? Yes. If x equals to 0, what happens here? My shear force will be WL. If x equals to L, because now this time I decided to cut it a little bit segment before the L ends. That's why I'm allowed to put x equal to L. Similar to what we did in the first example as well. If I put L here, my Vx will become 0. WL minus WL equals to 0. Okay, we got the shear function. So these are the shear functions, as well as the values at the critical points. Let's write the moment function as well. Considering this positive, I take the moment along point O equals to 0. I have this guy going upward with the center of O. So it's positive. So WL. What is its distance to that point, which is perpendicular, is x. I have this moment, which is counterclockwise, anti-clockwise. So it's negative whatever the value is. WL to the power of 2 divided by 2. Remember, this is a moment, so it doesn't have a distance. It's a moment on its own. I carry on. I see this guy. Again, this following the arrow with the center of O will have a distance and it will be anti-clockwise. So negative Wx multiplied by its distance. What is the distance? It's x divided by 2. Anything else? I have a moment which is again anti-clockwise, so it will be negative. I'll take it to the other side, so it will be equal to mx. Let's simplify this. Mx is equal to negative omega L to the power of 2 divided by 2, negative omega x divided by 2, this time this to the power of 2, plus omega Lx. I just multiplied these two. Can I put values in it? Yes. If x equals to 0, if x equals to 0, what happens with my m? 0, 0 minus omega L to the power of 2 divided by 2. And if x equals to L, because again my segment is a micron before my L length, so I can give that value as well. My mx will become L here, L to the power of 2. These two will be 2 omega L to the power of 2. This will be omega L to the power of 2. And if I do 2 by 2, it will be 0. Now I have the moment functions as well. And I have the shear functions. Before we carry on, let's look at the functions. If this is the function and I have an x, isn't this a linear function? Yes, it has only one x in it. If this is my moment function and I have an x to the power of 2, isn't this a parabolic function? Yes, because it has x to the power of 2. Now let's see how we draw it. So let's bring the beam again. I have my fixed beam. Just draw some hashed lines coming down, helping me. I have a distributed load on top of it. This is fixed. So I have one force of omega L, and I have a moment of omega L to the power of 2 divided by 2. And over here I have an omega. Let's draw the shear. So this is the shear function, Vx. This is the length, let's say x. Let's draw the moment diagram as well. Whoop. This is the length, and let's say x, and this is the moment. There are different methods that can help me. First of all, we all know that d of v, d of x is okay as wx. d of m, d of x is v of x. So if this guy is linear, this will be parabolic. If this guy is parabolic, this will be cubic, and the other way around. Now we already have guessed that my shear diagram will be a linear one, so it will be a straight line going up or down, and my moment will be a parabolic line. So let's draw it. It says the shear at x equals to 0 is omega L. So let's go to omega L. And it says my shear at x equals to L, meaning at the last point, is 0. What happens here? I had a constant load. If this is constant, my shear should be linear. Is it? Yes, it's a linear function. So I would draw a line as well from here to here. Is it on the positive side? Yes. So I put a positive sign on it. And if I look at the curve as well, it says the reaction over here is pushing me omega L upward. And then there is a distributed load, so constantly my shear goes all the way to the free end. We discussed before as well that whenever we have a free end, this is a free end. There is no internal shear in it. The shear is maximum here, as you can see, and eventually as it goes all the way under that distributed load, it gets to 0. You see, shear is getting smaller and smaller. If this distributed load was constant, my curve as a shear will be linear. The same thing happens here as well. If my shear is linear, I'm expecting a moment which is parabolic, as the function indicates as well. Let's see. It says at moments equal to 0, my moment is at length equal to 0, my moment is negative omega L to the power of 2 divided by 2. It's negative, so we said for the moment we go the other way around. So negative omega L to the power of 2 divided by 2, that's the value. And my moment at the end point is 0. Again, we discussed at free end, shear is equal to 0 and moment is equal to 0. These are also discussed in the lecture notes, page 7 and page 8 of this lecture, so read them very carefully. If that's linear, this will be parabolic. Now, the matter is, should I draw it like this or should I draw it like this? What do you think? Is the resistance to moment increasing or decreasing? It's definitely decreasing. And over here, I will have more moment than over here and over here. That's why I draw it as a parabolic, but like this. You see, it's not a linear anymore. It's parabolic line. It's on the negative side, so I put a negative sign as well. Why is it negative? Because if you look at the curve probably will go something similar to this. This is half a sad face, so it needs a hugging. And the moment is a negative moment.